Here we are again. Thank you for being here. This is counseling, small group, transitioning to high school. The High School Express. Woo, woo. No.
All aboard!
And we will begin shortly.
Can I borrow someone's eraser?
Your hair covers up my face. That's good.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome to our last session. We are wrapping things up, and just so our home viewers can understand what you're doing, I've started you on a inventory of academic and social skills for success.
With number 4, so it's if you work well, not if you like it.
Yeah.
Like, what if you love it but you don't get anything done?
Well, here's the thing. That is a honest,
It's
an honest question.
I love small groups, but I get nothing done.
Okay. Here's the thing. In high school, you're going to be expected to work in small groups. Sometimes you'll be assigned small groups. Sometimes you'll choose small groups. I want to know, does Anna, is she effective in small groups? So underline well. Working in small groups means, yeah, I like them, but we want to know, are you efficient in them?
No.
And that's something you need to recognize. So much of these assessments are about self-knowledge. If you understand yourself, you know how you can maneuver to success. Okay. It looks like you've had a chance to finish up. What I'd like to do is just kind of preview how we're going to finish up here. One of the most, that's okay, you can open them quickly. One of the most prevalent topics that you all brought up was academic success, and your concern with making sure that you're going to be academically successful, in addition to some of the other social topics that we talked about. So what I thought we would do with the first part of today's session is address and look at what are some things that we need to be effective in to be academically successful. So let's break this down, specifics, okay? Again, as we talk about how we interact, confidentiality is a given, okay? What is discussed here stays here, and we're not going to bring up things that we talk about outside of class. We are honest, and we are respectful of one another. Okay, so let's keep those 3 ground rules in mind. You've done a great job with that so far, so I don't anticipate any issues there. Okay, let's talk about what you've just finished. As you look at this, there are some academic skills that are going to be necessary for you in high school, okay? First of all, how many of you feel like you follow directions well? Leanne?
Sometimes.
Leanne says, sort of. What does Marco say? Marco says...
I'm sometimes not paying attention during class, so I usually don't get them.
Okay, so you put, you agree but not strongly.
Yes.
Okay, how about you?
I agree.
Okay.
I can work on it. I know
Okay.
that.
Right. Okay. And this looks like an area of weakness for Anna.
Yes, it's actually gotten better because I still well.
I would agree.
But
I would agree. No, I would agree from, let's say, the beginning of 7th grade to where you are now. Wouldn't you say that you've gotten better?
I don't know.
Okay, you're being honest. That's important. Okay. Clearly following directions is going to be important because most of what you're given in high school is going to be oral. It's going to be, hey, you need to do this, okay? So definitely a skill you need to be focused on. How many of you actively participate in class? How many of you said you do? Okay. And those of you who don't, why is active participation in class an important component to academic success? Leanne, can you help me out with that? Why would give me one reason why participating in class and engaging would help your academic success.
Because then it would help you.
You might understand it better if we're talking about like our views on like abortion or something, and then like people would say something and you'd say something, and people would have different views.
So you're engaging what you know and what you understand by voicing it, okay? What about me? I'm your teacher, Leanne. Does your participation in class say something to me? What does it say?
We just hear other people's opinions and how they feel about whatever you're talking about.
Okay, so I get to hear what is inside of your head, though. And I, as a teacher, like that. So when you guys participate in class, you're going to find all of your teachers in high school are going to enjoy the fact that you participate. And it won't hurt your grades, believe me, if you participate in class, okay? Very good thing to do. How about something we talked about?
Sorry, I mean, no.
Go somewhere else. Okay. How about something we talked about? I work well in groups. Anna, you had already discussed this. Let me start with Marco and Alondra, though. Do you feel like you work well in groups? Small groups?
I put a 4 for agree. I've noticed that if we are in a small group, at least I mess around a couple minutes, I'll admit that, but then after that I'm just like, if I don't get it done right now, I know I will not get it done in time. So then I try to start working and doing my part.
Okay.
It's easier to talk to people in a small group setting because there's not like, what about the other 15 kids that are in here thinking about what I say and other things like that.
Okay, so you feel like the smaller group is better for you than the large group?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. It is going to be something that's important for you to be able to work well in small groups because your high school teachers are going to ask that of you, okay? Let's take a look at something that I think will be important for all of you. I have a good system for note-taking and remembering important facts and concepts. That's number 9. You guys feel like you have a system? Leanne's giving me a little bit of a nod. What would you say about that, Leanne?
I don't know.
Do you take notes?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you keep them together?
sometimes.
Okay. We've emphasized the notebook. I mean, if you guys can just have a spot where you keep all of your notes and you subdivide them so you know from class to class what you're doing, that's going to benefit you hugely. Anna, is this an area of weakness or strength for you?
Weakness.
Okay. So this is organizational. And if I remember correctly, Anna said, what is the most important thing to being academically successful? I think you said organization.
I need to work on it.
I think all of us do, actually. At least
That's-
personally.
Well, certainly. That's what this is about, is once again, recognize where you need to get better, okay? You can use this as a checklist, though, guys. If you take this and look at, I complete work assigned on time. If I don't do that, then this is like my playbook, okay? People in the NFL, when they make the team, they get a playbook. There you go. You're our wide receiver. There's our playbook,
I
okay?
don't think I'm going to win this game if I'm the wide receiver.
What we need to do is to take a plan, okay, and stick to it, okay? So if you guys can, we'll end our discussion about academics here. If you guys can have a plan, checklist, and stay with it, it's going to go much better for you than if you just kind of meander your way through things, right? So Anna, Alondra, Marco, Leanne, I want you to use this, okay, to help you think about what skills I'm going to need and where are my strengths and weaknesses so I know where to get better. Okay? All right. That, I'm going to go ahead and I'll collect them now, but then I want to get them back to you. Okay? Thank you.
Nice pencil.
Okay, to finish up, you guys have been so generous with your time and your efforts, and I really appreciate it. What I'd like to do is just kind of have a wrap-up discussion, okay? What have we discussed socially? What kind of social things do you feel like you're nervous about? What kind of things have we discussed? Can you guys give me a little bit about where we've been? Remember when I was high school Joe, what was going on in my mind? You know, what kind of things am I concerned about?
You showed us if we liked to work with small groups or large groups, and you told us how to like pick our friends that were smart and athletic and stuff like that.
Okay, so choice of friends and how I work in groups. What else?
Clicky.
Oh yeah, the clicks.
Oh, okay.
When we talked about the clicks.
What about the cliques, Alondra?
Oh.
That's something social, right?
Yeah, it's just like a group of friends. Kind of finding your own clique. It's finding your own group of friends that you want to hang out with.
Okay. And we talk about connotation. There's a negative connotation with clique. Just because you're a group of friends doesn't mean you're a clique. A clique kind of has an exclusionary feel to it. But you do want to plug into like-minded friends, right? Okay. So if I'm Alondra and I want to think about, okay, what like-minded friends do I want to plug into? What are some qualities of people that you'd be looking for?
Respectful people.
Respectful. Why don't
Not being rude.
Okay, respectful and polite. Okay, respectful and polite. What would you add to that list? Respectful and polite.
Someone you can trust.
Okay.
Personally, I would like in high school to kind of have a boy-girl friend group, not just girls.
Okay. And why is that? Just curious.
Just because, like, I don't know, I think it'd be funner, like, you could have a good time in high school and stuff instead of just being, like, that girly. And then boys, too, they're not as dramatic.
Okay. Okay.
And you just have a good time.
Excellent. Okay. So, friends that are of the opposite gender. Okay. What else would you add to that list? Anything, Leanne? Respectful, trustful, polite.
They act like they care
Okay.
about you.
Caring. What would you add?
They were considerate, I guess.
Okay.
Thinking of others.
And people that I have stuff in common with. Like, there are a lot of people that are all those things, but I have nothing in common with them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so you guys are coming, and we're going to try and wrap this up. You guys are coming from a place that has been very, what would be the right word? You've been protected, right? You've been in a small setting, small classes, with one class for most of your life. And now you're going to be dropped into something very different, okay? Alondra, I think you were the most vocal about being nervous, okay? And I want to say to you, it's okay to be nervous. But what I hope discussing these things and kind of meeting them head on has helped you to do is to see that, okay, I'm nervous, but that's okay. As long as I'm thinking about, forward thinking about what kinds of things I need to be aware of. Okay? I think one of the most important things that you guys can do is look at what kind of person you are and who you want to be, and to go out and try and meet people like that. I say that because there's an old saying that in high school you become the people you hang out with. Okay? think about that when you are associating. I mean, you're going to have all kinds of social opportunities to interact with lots of different people, but when it comes time to choose your friends, I think that's an important line to remember. In high school, who do I want to become? Okay, and if I know you guys at all, and I think I do, you want to become respectful, trustful, polite, caring, considerate. Okay, and you'll do that by meeting all kinds of different people, boys and girls. Okay, people with common interests. Okay, but you'll also probably meet some people that are off your radar, that are going to contribute something to your understanding, and that's going to be really exciting, okay? But keep these things in mind, okay? Keep these things in mind. Can you go ahead and pause that?